All right, so let's take a look at the 17U teams. And we're going to start with 17U Gold, which was the team that lost their first game, I guess, and New York Lightning Black, then won two in a row, and then lost to Stanford Peace on day two. So again, what we want to look for this team at this age group is a 50% effective field goal percentage overall, and 20% turnover rate at the worst, and offensive rebound percentage about 30. As you recall, last week these guys were just through the roof, and let's just see if we can't continue that. And part of it is when you're playing the weak teams, to really put those numbers up and to hold your own in the tough games. But in those tough games, you are not going to win usually at this age group unless you put up at least 45% of effective field goal percentage. And you'll see in this first game against a tough team, that's what happened. You ended up effective field goal percentage of only 42%, and turnover rate a little high, not that bad. Offensive rebound percentage is not good. You definitely need to crash the boards a little bit better. And 43% effective field goal percentage is just not going to be enough. So what you do in situations like that is, you drill down the box score, then you also just realize that some of the shot selection was just kind of not good. Like you look, you guys are 10 for 32 from three, which is fine. You want to be over 30. You're 12 for 14 from the line, which is obviously really, really good. But your twos 11 for 29. And that's because a lot of them were missed some around the rim, but there were some mid-range shots that were just really poor decisions. And look, you guys can shoot from three. There's no need for you to take these mid-range shots. I mean, there really isn't. And this is a perfect example of that. Compare this to your opponent. Their effective field goal percentage was 47%. And you're just effective field goal percentage and turnover rate are the two real big deals at this age group. And you need to be able to. It's very simple. You need to be able to take care of the ball so you get more shots and be efficient about your offense. And the shot selection was pretty poor, and that's why you had an effective field goal percentage as low as it was. It's just why you guys lost. That's it. And this team has the ability to be one of those over 50% average teams over the course of a season, which is very rare. And this is not the game. Unfortunately, you picked the game against one of the tougher teams to do this. Anyway, let's take a look at the box score from this game by let's see who the culprits were. And I can tell you right now who it was because I watched it. And yep, so Xavier was 1 for 7, including 1 for 4 from 3, which means he was 0 for 3 from 2. Again, these are mid-range. These are bad shots for him. Chris was terrible. Mackay, I mean, he did what he's supposed to do, right? Finish around the rim, 6 for 8, 7 for 8 from the line. I mean, he completely held it all together for everybody. And Ryan was good because he did what he was supposed to, man. He took his threes. He's 5 for 12 from 3, but everybody else, I mean, this is the exact definition of behaving inefficiently, Rod, what is Rod 1 for 6 from 3? I mean, is he supposed to be taking threes? Probably. Mike 0 for 2 from 3. CJ 1 for 3, just kind of invisible. So this is what happens. But X was this is, and you know what? You have the ball in your hands the most of everybody on the team, and you're gonna have this type of game. It's gonna happen sometimes. So that's that. Tough to put this game out there right off the bat because it puts you in the losers bracket. That's the way it goes. Because I do think this team is extremely strong and efficient, as we'll see in some of these other games. Okay, let's take a look at the bounce back game against Boys to Men. Now, I'm not saying this is what it's supposed to look like because this is, again, outlier games, but hey, you guys had one like this last week. 67% effective field goal percentage, 12% turnover rate. You guys have this in you, this team, very efficient. We'll compare it to the other one in a minute. 26% offensive rebound percentage, good enough when you have this other stuff going on. And compared to the other team, was really poor. They had 31% effective field goal percentage. But this is what a good performance is supposed to look like. And this team has this in them. And we'll look at the shot selection. I mean, like, look at this. It's 12 for 27 from three, 18 for 27 from two, just as many threes as twos. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Let's break this down by player. There you go, X. 8 for 11, 3 for 5 from three. Chris even 2 for 3 and 2 for 3 from three. Cam was off. Jackson 3 for 5, 2 for 3 from three. There's Ryan again. This is perfect. You know, I would even want less. I would even want a greater percentage of Ryan shots to be threes. Almost all of them, really. But actually, he can finish around the rim too. So 5 for 8, 2 for 4 from three. Mike, much more efficient. Overall, the whole team was much more efficient. And that's why you guys won by a lot. And you do have this in you. So yeah, so that's that. Let's do the third game against Mason Elite. And this game is awesome. This game is totally awesome. For both teams. I mean, this was 90 to 80. And look at this effective field goal percentage. 68%. I mean, this is high level, man. I mean, this and that team you played, I mean, they were really good too. But look at the 68%, 9% turnover rate. This is insane. When you compare it to some of these other teams, I mean, this is a really, really good team to have here. 20% offensive rebound percentage. And look, it's no fluke. I mean, compare this to your opponent. The opponent was 57% effective field goal percentage. If I were their coach and said, listen, if you're 57% effective field goal percentage and you lose, that's the way it goes sometimes. Because they ran into a buzzsaw on you guys. I mean, this is insane. You guys were 11 for 19 from three. You guys do never need to take mid-range shots. I mean, literally ever. And when you get to the line, 19 of 21, I mean, I wish I had this kind of team. This is really efficient when you guys take the right shots. Let's pull it up by box score and see. Oops, no, we don't need shot selection. Box score. See who excelled. I presume it's going to be everybody, but let's see if we can't glean something. There's X again. 5 for 9. 0 for 1 from three though. There's Ryan. 8 for 10. 5 for 6 from three. Even Mike, 3 for 5 from three. Rod, 3 for 3 from three. You know, this is an extremely efficient performance. Jackson, again, not that great. 1 for 5, 0 for 2 from three. Mackay, dude, thank God they didn't need him this game. He was 2 for 8. 3 for 5 from the line. Overall, just again, very extremely efficient across the board. Even look at Chris, 4 for 5, 3 for 3 from the line. Just excellent job across the board. CJ better, 4 for 6. Playing like half the game. So good for him. Good for you guys. Again, very efficient. Go into 2-1. Let's see how you guys closed it out against Stanford. Let's take a look. Yep, and this is what happens. 42% effective field goal percentage is just not going to work. And that's why you lost. You took care of the ball decently, 15%, and you got a good offensive rebound percentage, 35, but overall, no good. And this one, I just think was more of a function of just variance, honestly, because you were 8 for 34 from three, which is not going to happen, I think, with you guys all too often. One good bright spot, again, 10 for 11 from the line. What an incredible free throw shooting team you guys are. I mean, honestly. But 8 for 34. I mean, I really do think you could chalk this up to variance, unless the wrong people are taking threes, which we'll drill down into. But you know, I think that if you made your share of threes, which probably should, rate to be more like 11 out of 34, then that would have probably gotten you where you needed to go, and probably a close win. But but again, I would not consider this a bad result, because I just know where it came from. I mean, at least your shot selection was good. Again, it doesn't break it down by whether he's contested or not, but not that good. Anyway, let's go to the opponent. Well, I mean, if they're going to shoot 55% effective field goal percentage, you're against your 42, you're just never winning. That's just the way it is. And they were very efficient, 5 for 12 from 3, and even though they didn't make their free throws. All right, let's break this down by box score, and then we'll take a look at the overall season, which we'll do every week. Okay, box score for Stanford. Okay. Boy, as go X, there goes crown gold, I guess. 1 for 9 and 1 for 7 from 3. He's completely, almost solely the culprit. Nope. And there's Ryan. This is okay. I don't mind this result, because over time, Ryan is not going 2 for 12 from 3. I mean, if he just tracked 4 for 12 or 5 for 12, which he's supposed to, that's enough. And if Xavier tracks 2 for 7, that's enough. Rod, but then again, Rod 4 for 5. You can't expect that. So overall, Jackson again, terrible game. Interesting. So yeah, tough day, tough game. Mackay wasn't really needed too much. 2 for 5 from 2. They his free throws though. Let's take a look at the stats for the year. Again, I still really like this team a lot. Let's see if I like them as much as the others. Let's see. All season, still overall effective field goal percentage for the year is still 57%. Now that's not going to happen. You'll eventually track down, I think, a little bit. But if you keep that over 50%, this is a tremendously efficient team, because you have the guys that take the threes and the guys that take the twos, and I think that maybe X is kind of the culprit sometimes. We'll see. But 38% from 3 is just elite, really, at this level. 86% from the line. Just people are going to have a tough time beating you if you continue to be as efficient as you are offensively. Just kind of unlucky to get that draw. Just not quite put it together those 2 games you lost. Anyway, let's group it by athlete. Totals, just everybody kind of across the board here. Almost everybody's above 50% effective field goal percentage. From 3, Ryan is 43% for the season. Rod, 45% for the season. I mean, this is insane. Even with those couple of bad games, Xavier X is still 39% for the season. So he should still be taking threes, I imagine. And yeah, we got to find something for Nick to do. For Cameron to do. Because so far they're really not contributing. And Jackson needs to get his act together. But overall, from a numbers perspective, very successful tournament. Wish you could have put it together in those 2 games you lost, but overall, the numbers are fine. I would say though that you gotta just trash those mid-rangers. Just get to the rim and shoot your threes. And then this team, no one's beating this team. I mean, really, except maybe the other team, which we'll get to in a minute.